Well, what happens now?
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm going home, man. The Good Times Marathon is on TV1 right now, and I ain't trying to miss it. You know, man, I got to be up in there with the Good Times with the episode where James be picking up the chair saying, I don't know what you're talking about, no hypertension. And he breaks on the wall, and then little Michael says, Daddy, I think we need to exploit the black point of view. And Jenny be like, Dynamite, man. That's
Dude, the store. What happens now about the store?
You don't be watching Good Times, man? Good times, every time you need a payment. Good time, every time you need I can tell you ain't black.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of those episodes, man, but I'm not really all into that.
Ugh. Man, you done derived me from the script, man. What are we talking about? What are you concerned about, Youngblood?
What happens to the store?
The store? Crud, man, I don't know.
But
what, man? What? Kid, what is with you in the store? What's with you in the store, man? Does it have some religious or sentimental value to you or something?
No, I get paid here. Mr. Bentley needs to go through his money before Julie and I can get paid so that he can pay the bills.
Well, then you'll be just what I used to be.
What's that?
Triple B.
Triple B?
Yeah, broke black brother. That's interesting. Last week, Bentley over there was calm about his store being robbed. Now he's freaking out over it?
I think he has to freak out about it. His business in Britain is starting to lose money, and we need all the money we can get.
Is that a fact?
Here are the receipts, Detective.
Thank you, Julie. Well, everything seems to be legit here. So, my job is done. You kids be safe, be blessed. Remember to look both ways before you cross the street, and try not to go broke before you go to college. Peace and chicken grease. Good night!
Well, that's over.
What you talking about, Julie?
What?
We're about to be college students. Suppose that guy comes back and robs this place again. Do you know how much money we'd lose?
We'll pick up another job.
It's already summer, though. Summer jobs are already taken. We couldn't find a job if we tried.
Look at it like this. You can either live as a broke college student, or you can rat that samurai sword-carrying creep out and die as a future undergraduate student with some money. Which would you prefer?
Yeah, I suppose you're right.
That's more like it. Now come on, we've got to get back to work.
Throughout the next 2 weeks, every restaurant and small business continued to get robbed. Every time the police and I showed up, we received the same story. No one had known what had happened or who did it. I suppose the town got really upset about it because everyone called for a committee meeting.
All right, now everybody just calm down. Now the meeting is ready to come into order. Who would like to start?
I would. My name is Reba Fowler, and my job was robbed last week. I work at Acme on Brighton Road. When the police came to investigate, both they and the detective said there was nothing they could do.
Now hold on. Settle down quiet for a moment.
Mayor Barnes, you're going to have to get a stronger grip on your police troops because they are not doing their jobs. They're like a plumber who taps on a pipe, says it's broken, and charges you an arm and a leg for it.
It's true. My name is Lily Jackson, and I was just going to do some volunteer work at the park last week. I saw it had been vandalized. When the detective arrived, he began asking me questions as if I was the one who vandalized everything.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, please calm down. Captain Black, what do you make of all this?
Quite frankly, I'm at a loss for words. My men and I are doing the best that we can to protect this city. There's nothing that we can do that has not been done already.
Yeah, banking off what Captain Brian Black said, if there's something that you all can do to help us, that would be greatly appreciated. You know, we don't see what happens to you all when we're not around, so we can't do anything for you unless you truly and honestly give us the information that we need to help you. You've got to help yourselves, too.
And that's the same type of crap he gives us every time.
People, please, everybody settle down.
He's right.
I'm sorry, sir, what's your name?
I'm Jeremy Bozica, Mayor Barnes, and I happen to agree with the detective.
Really? Sweet! Well, that's one less egg I have to worry about in my car.
Please continue, Mr. Bozica.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, as you all can see, I am an old man. I've seen a lot in my days, but one of the saddest things I have ever seen is when a grown person claims they cannot take care of themselves.
All right, Louis Gossett Jr., we didn't ask for that.
Ms. Fowler, I know your mother, and I know she did not raise you to be rude. You had your chance to talk. Why not give this gentleman a turn?
As I was saying, we cannot continue to look towards these men as our comfort or protection every time an issue occurs. Last I checked, that was God's job. He gives strength to all, but even God helps those who help themselves. We act like we deserve to use them like an umbrella just because we can't take a few drops of rain. Our security should not lay in the hands of these men. We ought to be able to learn how to look out for ourselves. This world doesn't offer us anything. We have to take it. Perhaps if we help ourselves first, then these men will try and help us. But we're the ones who've got to take a stand. We're the ones who have to fight this. Let's show those thugs and hoods that they can't bring us any harm any longer.
We'll be right back. We'll be right back. We'll be right back.
Hey there, good to see you again. Think y'all remember me?
Masked bandit who robbed us a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, so then you do remember me. That's sad. I hardly remember you.
You're in the paper all the time for your other burglaries.
Well, let me see. That's not a bad picture. Well, you know the drill. Put the money in the bag and we'll all be well.
Oh, really? What if I had this?
Is that a taser?
Daryl, I did it. Get the police on the phone. I'll get everybody else ready.
Well, what the crud is all of this about? The Cousin Skeeter and Keenan and Kel marathons were about to come on. Y'all know Nickelodeon don't play no good TV shows no more. Kel was finna break it out with, here it goes! And Keenan was going to say, why? And Cousin Skeeter was going to say, I'm okay. Come on, y'all, good TV. What's up?
Detective officers, we have captured the criminal who has been robbing all the businesses in the neighborhood.
Huh. You have?
Yes, Captain, we have.
Why is he shaking?
I had to shoot him with a taser.
Oh, my crud. Nate, are you all right?
I can't feel my legs, man. I can't feel my legs, Adam.
Nate? You ain't got no legs!
Wait, my legs are right here on my body.
I know, man. I'm sorry. I was watching Major Payne last night. You know that Damon Wayans is funny, man.
What's all this?
I've got news for you, ladies and gentlemen. None of you have been robbed.
Wait, what's going on?
What is he talking about? I don't even know what
What is going
does he
on?
mean?
This here's my friend from college, Nathaniel Frazier.
Huh?
Yep, we faked the whole stunt. All your money and store items are kept in the refrigerators and safe at the station.
Why? Why would you do this?
Yeah, I organized this whole stunt with the mayor and with the police squad. I did it so I could see how long it would take you all to do this.
To do what?
This! Standing up as a community against folks who have come to bring you harm. This guy has been pretending to rob you all for the past 2 weeks. It took you all 2 weeks to realize that you needed to stand up against him. It took you all 2 weeks to realize that it did you more harm than good to shut up about what he was doing to you all. Daryl, Julie, you all told me that when this character first robbed you, you were nowhere in sight. You told me that you arrived and the money was gone.
Well,
Nate reported that he robbed exactly $596.84. Answer me this. If your boss really called the police station right after you were robbed, that means that those receipts were actual receipts from customers before the robbery. It also means that you got the money from somewhere else. Where'd you get it from?
I deposited some money from the ATM right next door. It's my money.
So you went to the trouble of pretending that the robbery took place before you arrived at noon. You used your own money and lied to your boss and the police rather than reporting a robbery? Do you see how much more harm you did to yourself by shutting up about what had happened? Why didn't you just tell me the truth? Why couldn't you just tell me that he robbed you with a gun and that he made you give him the money?
Wait, hold up. That wasn't no gun. That was his finger. He had a samurai sword behind his back.
What? Man, what in the crud kind of parlor shop did you...
I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
We were just...
What? What, scared? You were afraid of what? That he would have killed you? But what about people who have already been killed? Is Miss Gaddis in this group?
Here I am.
For those of you who don't know, this is Miss Tasha Gaddis. Over 3 weeks ago, her cousin was killed outside of this very store. All she wanted me to do was to find the killer before he got away. But when I started asking you all questions, imagine my frustration when you refused to say anything. Imagine my surprise when you decided to protect him or her. Imagine Miss Gaddis's discomfort when you would not help me help her. Do you all know what a stranger is? Bill Cosby defines a stranger as a person who brings harm to our beings, our homes, our communities, our environments, and our neighborhoods. He asked the question, why would you go out of your way to protect the stranger? I don't know, maybe that's the new way of showing people you care, by allowing murderers and robbers and thieves to roam the streets while you say nothing. I don't know, maybe I'm somewhat old school. Maybe I assumed that if you wanted to love your neighbor as yourself, like the Bible says, you would try to protect him or her, which would include warning them about the strangers nearby. I don't know, maybe even that's the problem. You're loving your neighbor as yourself. Maybe you don't want anyone to warn you about the strangers. Maybe that's it. So maybe you ought to love your neighbors as themselves and do what they would want you to do, which might be warning them about the strangers. Yo, I know it can be scary. I know it's not easy. But if we don't speak out against them now, then we'll never get the chance because they'll take over our communities. Miss Gaddis, I'm sorry. I cannot find the murderer of your cousin.
Thank you for your work, Detective. I may need some time to come up with the money.
Forget about it. No charge.
Thank you.
All right, Detective. I think we're done here.
Guys, pack it up. Pick Nate up off the ground and let's go.
Wait. Hold on. Detective Adam, I can tell you what you need to know.
I can too.
Oh, really? Well, let's talk.